Red Chrome Boba Fett. Red Chrome Boba Fett.
Red Chrome Boba Fett. Red Chrome Boba Fett. Red Chrome Boba Fett. Red Chrome Boba Fett. Red Chrome Boba Fett. Red Chrome Boba Fett. Red Chrome Boba Fett. Red Chrome Boba Fett. Hello, everyone!
Everybody, and welcome back to the 1313 podcast, the most mediocre podcast in the Star Wars universe. I'm going to pass out. Welcome back to all you Regs to the show, and welcome to you Shinies. This is the 1313 podcast, the most mediocre podcast in the Star Wars universe. Before we begin, please make sure that you are subscribed to the 1313 podcast. And also, make sure that you join our Discord. Link is in the description below. Tons of fun in the Discord. If you want a nice Star Wars community, make sure that you join it. Also, if you want to support us on Patreon, link is also in the description below. I'm Jacob.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Jackson.
Oh, hi, Jackson.
Hi, 3PO.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode. How are we all doing this week?
I'm alive.
Yeah, you're live?
Barely.
We are live.
How's school treating
I
everybody?
had a terrible day today.
Why?
You want to hear about it?
Let's hear about your terrible day.
So the day started late. I wasn't able to go to the gym because I woke up late. So that already put a sour taste in my mouth because it was chest day, and chest day is my favorite day. So I get to school late, and I go to my first class, and it's like an hour and a half long. But it doesn't matter because I like the class and I like the teacher. So then I leave, and then I was like, okay, I got to get some homework done in between classes, and I realized I forgot my box of ink back at the house, which is a 30-minute drive. So I had to drive 30 minutes all the way back to the house to grab it. And at this point, I haven't eaten today at all. So I was like, you know what? I'm really hungry. I'm in a bad mood. Chick-fil-A always cheers me up. So I went to Chick-fil-A. I went through the drive-thru, and then I drove back to school. But I didn't eat in the car. I just drove back. And then I got out of the car, and I freaking dropped my lemonade without taking a single sip of it. It went everywhere. And it got on me, and I'm still wearing the same clothes, so I probably smell really yummy and delicious, and hornets are probably super attracted to me.
I can confirm.
So
yummy.
That was really upsetting. And then I had to go to this guy's class. His name is Malcolm. That's the professor, and he is a giant asshole. He is mean. He is sarcastic. And Malcolm, if you're watching this, kill yourself. At one point, he made me, because I apparently didn't look engaged enough, he made me go up and teach the class about shit I didn't know what was going on. So I was literally up there presenting on stuff, I'm like, which was his material, all because I was sitting there kind of like this on stools that are like made out of wood. And the class is 3 hours long, and it's a studio class. So for the first hour and a half, I was drawing something with ink that was like really small. And if you mess up one thing, you have to redo the entire paper. And I already spent like an hour and a half on this before.
Sounds like he just has the thing against gingers.
Oh no, because there's another girl in the class that's a ginger, and he dogs on her too.
Yeah,
so
there we go. There it is.
He's racist towards me.
Most oppressed minority.
Yep, well, I am. If I get called Conan O'Brien one more time, I'm gonna bomb Croatia. I'll make sure.
Action display, bro.
You can't do that.
I'll airlift action display out first, and then I'll bomb it.
Then Croatia is gone.
His students? Well, he can give them a heads up. They'll know it. They'll know it's coming when they hear the.
What's up, guys? Jacob is coming to carpet bomb the entire country.
Hello, students. This guy I watch on YouTube, he's currently en route to bomb the country. Love you, action display. But no, so that was my day, and then I came back, and now I'm here.
Wow, I had a much more uneventful day than you.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my class, went to the gym, went to my class. Now I'm here.
Mm-hmm. I think the lemonade was the worst part of the day. I was so upset.
Life in school has become the same agonizing, repeating cycle. I no longer enjoy it. I only crave the future and to get out of this.
I wake up every morning.
And I step outside.
I woke up and I grew up.
Actually, I've been doing this thing where I lay in bed and stare at the ceiling for 10 minutes, and then I sit on the end of my bed like this, hunched over, and consider if I should really get out of bed and start my day. And then I start my day.
Listen to Yeet.
Mm-hmm.
That'll make it better.
But, everybody, let's talk some Star Wars here. Yes. So, first and foremost, we have had Disney Plus Day is today as of recording this. When this comes out, it will be D23 Expo. So there will be a bunch of Star Wars reveals that we are going to miss out on because we post on Fridays now.
Hopefully.
Well, you know, last year there was not any Star Wars reveals.
Yeah, but then you'll get a nice, fun-filled, packed episode next week.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Or you won't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'll just get to hear our opinions on it.
Pretty much. But
probably.
Yes, so one of the things that came out today, there were 2 Star Wars things that came out for Disney Plus Day. The first was actually, they called it an Andor sneak peek, and it was the same exact 10-minute sequence that we saw when we went and saw Rogue One in IMAX. And I'm not mad because I got to see it first.
Yeah, I mean, we did get to see it first.
We got the Star Wars Celebration treatment.
Well, yeah,
pretty
much. And like the other thing too is like I paid to also see Rogue One, and that's an experience that I'll never be able to get again, is seeing Rogue One in IMAX.
Exactly.
So that for me made it worth it still.
And we didn't see an IMAX movie before too. So.
I've never been to an IMAX theater.
Yeah, neither of us. And you get to hear all about this on Andor Eve. There will be a vlog. That'll be
Andor Eve. I think we should make it a holiday.
Andor Eve.
Andor Eve.
Stay up on Andor Eve.
Stay up on Andor Eve. Oh, and before we talk about the other thing, I did want to note we did talk about this in our Star Wars Hangout live stream earlier this week. If you want to check that out on YouTube, you can. I was wrong, and Jacob was right. So, everybody, round of applause for Jacob. Because last week on the show, Jacob and I were kind of going back and forth about whether or not Bad Batch was still releasing, or if it was going to get postponed. And I had said that there was a Disney Plus had posted an Instagram post with a list of all the stuff that's coming out for September and October, and the Bad Batch was nowhere to be found. So I assumed that the Bad Batch wasn't coming out and they just weren't going to say anything about it. But then earlier this week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, Disney posted a video on YouTube, and there was a whole section about the Bad Batch Season 2 begins streaming September 28th. And that will be when episode 4 of Andor comes out. So for about 8 weeks, we're getting 2 shows every single week come out on the same day, which
is leading us to a new upload schedule.
Yes, Jacob, talk about that.
If you haven't seen the Star Wars Hangout, we explained it there, but we're also going to explain it here just for you guys.
All our audio listeners. I love all of you.
So we're going to be uploading 3 episodes all weekend. Friday, you're going to be hit with an Andor-specific video on the podcast.
Yes.
Saturday, you're going to get hit with a Bad Batch Season 2 exclusive episode on YouTube and on audio. And then on Sunday, you're going to get Tika's Trading Post. So for the duration of these shows, it's going to be the 13/13 weekend.
Yep.
So, and you don't have to listen to it, obviously, on the day it comes out. You can spread it throughout the week as much as you want if you want a little something to tide you over till the next upload. But we're condensing it into a 13/13 weekend because you're getting absolutely chokeholded with tons of Star Wars content. We thought might as well join them.
You know, and from a consumer standpoint, I'm stoked that we're getting 2 Star Wars shows at the same time. It's 2 completely different points in the timeline. One's animated, one's real life, so it's going to really help me to not get confused between the 2 shows. Yeah. I think that'll help a lot of viewers too, to not get confused, because they're 2 different styles. I also think that there are 2 different demographics of Star Wars fans that watch both of these shows. I feel like to watch an animated Star Wars show like The Bad Batch, you are deeper into Star Wars. You're more of a Clone Wars fan, less of a but if you're Andor, you're really only I know there's a big group of people, a big camp that really only watches the live action. Yeah. And a lot of people will refuse to just watch any of the animated stuff, which shame on you if you're like that, but there's a lot of people like that. So I think that Disney is just, and also they probably don't want to postpone Mando season 3 again after it's been postponed. It's been postponed twice now.
Yeah.
Because initially it was supposed to come out Christmas of this year.
Yes.
And now it's coming out in February 2023. Yeah. But yeah, so it's good for you guys because you get 2 episodes a week, and we are doing it because we want to stay current on everything without having a 2.5-hour podcast episode potentially every single week, because that I know that we barely have.
Yeah, that would be way too much to do. Yeah, and it would get boring, and it wouldn't be entertaining either.
I mean, we can barely sit through an hour-long episode, let alone 2.5 hours. So
yeah, I'm just happy we're getting the Bad Batch finally.
Yes, me too.
Just really shocked that there's absolutely no marketing or anything out towards this at all. Though.
Dude, I saw on Twitter today. Amazon and other websites are starting to post Bad Batch Season 2 merch. And Crosshair is on all the merch, but he's in his Clone Wars armor.
Interesting.
He's not in the Imperial armor. And he's listed with the Bad Batch as a member of the Batch again. So is this a spoiler that Crosshair is going to be joining back with the Batch and we'll get a different... What if we get Task Force 99, which are cloned versions of all the Bad Batch members
I know
that Nala Se had.
That would explain why we're getting more Task Force 99 figures.
That would be kind of nice.
That would be so.
pretty nice.
I know we had talked about this earlier this year. We had like theorized about a Task Force 99 being the enemy of the Bad Batch in this show, which I think still would fit really well. Be a good way, because the Task Force 99 is already canon. They're established canon, and we know that they live through episode 4 because they interact with Luke Skywalker in the comic books.
Just happy to see Cody again and see if Cody's going to be a one season kind of like villain, or if Filoni's going to make this character be like a dragged out thing.
Commander Cody is going to die in the Bad Batch.
Hey,
I don't know if
Rex is going to be the one to kill him.
I don't know if it's going to be season 2, but he's going to die in the show.
It can't happen. Don't
Rex
make
is
me
gonna
think
be the one
about
to kill
that.
I'm sorry to all you 212 fanboys out there. Hunter Schultz, Cheesy Napkin. I'm sorry, guys, but he's a goner. He's a goner.
We're yelling timber.
Maybe he'll just live. Maybe he'll just do something else and we'll never see him again.
No,
I don't know,
that
man.
wouldn't make sense, because then he would be riding with Rex in Rebels. We would see him there now, wouldn't we? He's gonna die.
And
He
Rex,
doesn't need to do
and
the
we
good
still
guy
need to
thing.
know, again, in Rebels, there's that scene where Captain Rex wakes up from a nightmare and yells, "Cody!" And I'm like, what is that? What does that has to do with something? That's an unfinished...
Yeah.
That's not Clone Wars related. That is post-Clone Wars, that he'd be yelling his name. So I think that the way it's going to go down, this is my prediction. Rex is obviously, he's trying to assemble a team of clones that he can help get rid of their inhibitor chips. He wants to help do that for as many of his brothers, not necessarily to fight the Empire. I think that he's past that point. I think he just wants like clones to be free thinking, like in his opinion they were always meant to be. And there are clones who would willingly serve the Empire, but there are also a lot of clones who I feel like are in Rex's camp and would not. So I think in trying to do that, he's trying to track down different clone officers from the Clone Wars, which is where I think we'll end up finding Wolf, and along with that, we'll find Cody. And I agree with Jacob that Rex will ultimately be put in a situation where he has to kill Commander Cody. If by accident or on purpose, or I don't know. Either way, it's going to be absolutely traumatizing as a childhood Clone Wars fan.
I hope we get to see Hauser again.
Oh, he's coming back. There's no way.
has
so
to.
high.
What if there is a clone, because there's clones defecting. We see Gregor defect, we see Hauser and half of his unit. There's got to be other clones all over the galaxy who just aren't.
What if we get
going along with it?
Civil war of clones that serve the Empire and clones that don't, and then we have to see all clones kill each other?
No, I think that clones are going to get phased out. Whoa, and then, oh my gosh, we're going down a rabbit hole. I love it. We see the Hobo clone. He's a 501st clone trooper on Dayu in Obi-Wan Kenobi. This tells me that the Empire, because originally I was under the impression that the Empire exterminates the clones, or tries to. Except for maybe not the 501st, because that's Darth Vader's unit, and Darth Vader prefers clones over regular stormtroopers.
Well, in Rebels, when the officer's talking to Rex, he talks about how the clones are decommissioned.
They're decommissioned.
So then they're probably realistically cycled out and replaced with TK troopers.
Well, Bad Batch is taking place, I'm going to assume, within a year after the events of Episode 3, and we already see legions of TK troopers. And the clones are training them, so maybe they're still in the training phase.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long that's going to take.
Yeah. Because clones haven't been decommissioned yet, like we know.
But does decommissioned, is that just a nice word for exterminated?
Well,
but now I don't think that they were. At least the 501st wasn't, because of what we see in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well, it couldn't have been, because then when Wolf calls the Empire to come get the rebels in Star Wars Rebels, they would be like, "Oh, let's kill these clones while we're at
That's
it."
true. Good point.
They just leave them alone.
Very good
so
point.
I think they just kind of like turned them loose, and they said, screw off. We don't need you anymore.
Exactly. Because it seems like the benefit of them being decommissioned is that the Empire won't bother them anymore.
Yeah. And then they're also...
freedom.
I mean, and if they still have their inhibitor chips, then they're also kind of like spies for the Empire. Because now you have them all over the galaxy living normal lives. Well, normal, quote unquote.
Full of PTSD.
But yeah, my thought on the whole Hauser thing is that maybe there's a camp or an area like where they keep all the clones that defected, like a prison or something like that. Maybe they keep them on that same planet. I think it's called Wayland or something like that. That planet with the big mountain that they go and they find all the TK troopers. they go there, and maybe that's where they keep them, and Rex figures that out, and so he goes to save them, and that's where he runs into all these other clones. But I do think Hauser's going to show up again. He's going to die. I think he's also going to die.
We also got to keep in mind that we did have that tease towards the end of the season about cloning facilities for Force sensitives.
Yeah.
So we have to keep in mind that that's a thing. We also got to remember that that Starkiller's coming back. At least I hope so.
No.
I would love him.
They find the world between worlds, and Darth Revan enters the fray.
And Darth Malgus. I think it would be really cool if Starkiller got introduced into canon this way.
It would be cool. Well, obviously, they're using not just traditional cloning techniques anymore, but Nala Se is in charge of probably special cloning, which again, I'm going to say it again, Task Force 99 will be in the Bad Batch.
Could.
They need a villain. They need an enemy to fight that's
Crosshair.
not Darth Vader or just Crosshair. And
it's
what
gonna
if
be Crosshair
and what
it's
if
gonna
these
be Cody?
what if this merch about these spoilers is true? What if it shows up that Crosshair in season 2 does join the Bad Batch again and has a change of heart? What do we do then? You know?
Then you add Starkiller into the mix. I'm turned all the way down.
Yeah, your mic was turned down. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Dang.
Weird.
System hates me.
It's always you. I don't know why, because we never turn it down. It just turns itself. Whatever. We figured it out.
Oh no, it's like this one's the loudest.
But yeah, so who knows? Maybe Task Force 99 will be the ones that kill Commander Cody, because Commander Cody wants to defect, and he gets caught in the crossfire when they're like helping other clones defect on like a mass scale.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Or
Just-
Commander Cody's just an a-hole the entire time.
Well, from seeing Commander Cody, I think he's just a clone that wants to do things for the Republic and more by the book, just how Obi-Wan was. He's more by the book. He's a little more reserved. And in that sense, I think on the inside, Commander Cody is conflicted about the Empire and what the things that he's done and ordered his men to do, to kill the Jedi, to kill his friend, or so he thinks. And in doing that, I think that on the inside he has a lot of conflict, but on the outside he doesn't want that to show.
See, the more we talk about it, the more excited I get. I just want it to be the
And
end
it's in
of
like
September
3 weeks,
already.
bro.
Wake me up when September ends, bro.
Less than 2
Green Day
weeks
did say it.
until there's 13 days left until Andor,
Nice.
and there's 20 days left until the Bad Batch.
It's gonna be such a hectic morning with 3 episodes.
I'm too weak.
Well, it'll be nice too, because like on a Wednesday, like Wednesdays are my long days because I have my lab, but I have an hour break in between one of my classes and my lab, so I can watch the Bad Batch episode in that hour break, because I'm assuming they're all going to be like just 30-minute episodes,
Yeah.
kind of like the first season was.
I feel like
Whereas
first
Andor,
episode's gonna be an hour at least.
yeah, Andor is going to be like definitely more theatrical. It's going to be like I'd say
Yeah.
45 minutes to an hour per
My question
episode.
is, when the two are coming out at the same time, which one do you think you want to watch first?
Andor.
Bad Batch. I will watch Bad Batch.
Well,
first.
Andor, again, because on Wednesdays, like I said, it's my busy day. So I want to, when I wake up early in the morning, I have more time to watch a longer episode than at nighttime, or like in the afternoon, I only have an hour. So I'd watch the shorter episode.
I have until 10 a.m. in the morning till my first class, so I have plenty of time to watch both episodes if need be.
Sweet.
So I'm really happy about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's, are we good on that topic? We can move to the next.
I'd say.
Yeah, so the other thing that came out on Disney Plus today was the behind-the-scenes documentary for Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was called
Watch it.
A
I watched
Jedi's
15
Return.
minutes. That's all I could spare
No
today
spoilers,
during
Tom.
lunch.
15 minutes could save
Tommy
you
knows-
15% or more on car insurance.
No spoilers.
Okay, whatever.
I don't want any spoilers. Was it good?
It was really
It's-
good. It was
yeah.
probably my favorite, it's not a gallery episode, but it was my favorite behind-the-scenes thing that Disney Plus has.
That's good.
It's my favorite so far. I like it a lot.
It was just really, really powerful seeing Ewan and Hayden talk about their roles and the history of their roles. And I'm not going to go into detail about that, but it was really, really moving to see that and knowing as a fan.
You want to know what I just watched recently that I didn't like?
What?
The Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation.
Dude, I liked it.
I liked it.
It was so boring.
Well, I liked it,
So boring.
but I wasn't like, man, I'm going to watch that again.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
I got like a third of the way, 2/3 of the way through it, and I was like, I'm not gonna finish this. I don't care that much. It wasn't that good. I didn't like it.
My roommates
Cringe.
caught me sitting in my room alone watching and went, "You're watching a Lego Star Wars?" And they went, "Wow, okay." But no, I mean, I thought it was good for what it was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not have a podcast with over 500 YouTube subscribers? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not have a dedicated fan base that's driving hours and hours to see you at a convention next week? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you just spend all your money on alcohol and women that will never truly love you?
Do you spend money on flying hoes out to Washington, D.C.?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not
Did you
him.
not train your Black Series collection to trade Ethereum and Bitcoin?
Bro.
Cringe. Anyways.
No, but I thought some of the lessons were good. I've always really liked the cutesier Lego specials like this to begin with, just because they're not meant to be taken seriously or super enjoyed.
Well,
it's just
I feel
for the entertainment aspect.
I think you'll both agree with me on this. I feel like as they've come out, I don't change my list. It's literally like my ranking is as they come out. Yeah, they get worse and worse.
No,
it's
I'm not
literally
gonna
they
lie.
came out
It
Christmas, Halloween, summer, and that's my ranking top to bottom.
It
Yeah.
feels like it felt more like a advertisement for the Halcyon than anything.
And it felt very
Yes,
much
it
forced
is.
because it's about the
Advertisement for the
Halcyon.
Star
It
Cruiser.
literally felt like they had the story written out, and then Disney said, "Well, make it about our $5,000 hotel, so kids want to go to it," and they begged their parents to go do it, and Lego was like, "Okay."
When they find out the Halcyon is real, Mom and Dad, can
I
we
want
please
to go!
go?
I want to go! And then they start chucking toy trains at their mom's eyes and smashing coasters over their dad's heads. Like, I want to
A look into Jacob's childhood.
go! No, that's things Jackson and I both did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's weird.
Oops.
Jackson took a coaster and went bonk to her dad
I
and knocked
knocked
him
him
out,
out.
and he fell down the stairs.
Knocked that fella clean out.
Oh my
then,
God.
I was an aunt at a young age.
And then my mom picked me up and I had a toy train and I went boom gang and I whipped it and hit her in the eye.
Boom gang.
Yeah.
Oh my God, give me a break.
No, I agree. The Lego stuff hasn't really progressed that much.
It hasn't gotten better.
Yeah, but I mean, I at least feel like when they
Like,
make it, they
okay.
know their fan base and they have pretty funny jokes here.
Like, at least for the Halloween one, I'll probably sit down and watch it around Halloween. The Christmas one, I'll definitely watch.
I do have to say, I was
Christmas
super surprised
show.
that you got a cameo in the Lego Summer Vacation.
Yeah, Tommy Two Horns.
Yeah.
My uncle watched it and he texted me and was like, "I got a new nickname for you." And I said, "What is it?" And he goes, "Have you seen the Lego special yet?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Watch it. You'll know." I said, "All right."
I heard that. I was like,
I will no longer refer to Masamita as Masamita. He will only be known as Tommy Two Horns.
I want to get a Tommy Two Horns figure in the Black Series.
But yes, so there was a couple other talking points I wanted to have about the Obi-Wan Kenobi behind the scenes that don't require watching the Obi-Wan Kenobi behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The first one was that they were doing this, the first 2/3 of it were them just going through each major or supporting character and just talking about that character. I fully expected there to be a very extended portion about Reva, and it literally was less than 5 minutes. I mean, Deborah Chow goes on this whole bit about, that they wanted to have a powerful female character. But that was I expected so much more about Reva because of how hard Disney and Lucasfilm were advertising her and all the products that came with her. I expected her to be much more central to the behind the scenes, but it really was just almost exclusively about Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Which is exactly what it should be.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought
the show should have been.
I thought the documentary was more about Anakin and Obi-Wan than the show was.
Dang.
Oh, and then one of the things Deborah Chow said was that she wanted Reva's character and she thought Moses Ingram's acting would convince the audience that she actually stood a chance fighting Darth Vader.
No, I never once
She says
thought
that. She said, and she said that, and I was staring at the screen, and in my head I was like, literally while she's saying it, they're showing the clip where she's swinging at Vader, and he's just dodging, just moving, and I'm like, y'all really thought that? And my dad was watching it with me, and he's sitting behind me, and he goes, No one thought that.
Yeah.
Just it's like, yeah,
No.
that's a weird thing to say. I mean, I thought the idea of her was she's in over her head.
Yeah.
You know? I never for a second thought, oh yeah, she could take Darth Vader.
I don't think anybody did.
No one did. Yeah.
See, I've definitely seen more and more as I talk to people and whatnot, just because I know a lot of people that just saw Kenobi just to see it in general.
Yeah.
Just because of the name. But from my experience, at least, a lot of people who aren't into Star Wars as much as we are don't like Kenobi because of Reva. And that's all they want to do is complain about her. But I feel like a lot of people who really liked Star Wars on our level liked the show a lot more and were willing to see her character or look past it. Because, I mean, I feel like I kind of agree with Jacob now. Like, the more I rewatch Kenobi, the more I'm just kind of like...
Reva sucks.
Like,
Reva
when
really
Reva's
sucks.
on the screen, like, rewatching the final episode is really, really cool. But as soon as Reva comes on, I'm actually really turned off at this point.
So this is
Yes,
another
I go
thing.
flaccid when
We
Reva
Chill!
Big words the kids won't know.
One other thing, we have theorized before on the show that Reva's yelling and screaming of every line was an intentional directing decision,
I
not
agree.
a decision of the actress. This, to me, was confirmed in the documentary.
Yeah.
That line you just said, then admit you're a spy, they're talking about Tala's character.
Mm-hmm.
And they're showing the scene where she's in disguise on the Inquisitorius, and she says like something, and Reva's delivery of the line is completely different. It's so calm, and it just goes, then admit you're a spy. Like, very matter of fact and very calm. That leads me to believe that her yelling and screaming and her angst and anger in every line she says was a directing choice on the part of whether it was Deborah Chow or someone on the production team. Someone was telling her to deliver her lines that way.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, that confirms my theory.
Want to know what I think would have made Reva a really cool character?
Hmm.
If she was mute. And that's not me being like an ass. This is me like being like, I think it would be really cool if we had like a strong silent character, because we don't really get those in Star Wars.
Like the Black Noir of
like
Star Wars.
in X-Men Origins, when Ryan Reynolds first plays Deadpool and they sew his mouth shut, like that.
That was awful.
that was
just because it was
wasn't
Deadpool.
that was a joke. But no, I think if she would have worked as like a stoic, silent character, I think her just trying to be hot-headed just kind of worked against her.
The thing was, her character was already a portrayal of young Anakin and all the faults of a young Anakin.
Yeah.
And you didn't need her, in my opinion, to scream and shout every single line like she just stubbed her toe or something like. You know what I mean? Like, it sounded like she had just stubbed her toe. Where's the admit you're a spy? You can't win, Obi-Wan! You can escape him! It's like, but anyway, yeah.
She is a tornado.
Other than that,
sound.
show was good.
But yeah, aside from that, though, I'm trying to think of the other point that I wanted to make, because again, I was the only one that got to watch it in full, so I don't want to give away too much.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're straight.
I'm
We
good.
were already looking at that.
I know I just got sent it again. It's in HD and it's really funny. Can we talk about that real quick?
Nope. Let's not talk about it.
Just a quick little PSA to all of our
UK audience.
UK audience as of today of recording this.
The dogs are barking, bro. I always knew you had the dog in you.
That's actually not dogs. It's me. It's my insides.
No, that's
That's what I meant. You always had the dog in you.
it's Elizabeth revived in the casket trying to get out. Drop the bomb on you. She's dead, so.
Yes, but to our
UK audience, if you care, we're sorry. But with that, I have a would you rather for you guys.
Let's hear it.
So, would you rather be romantically involved with a Jedi or with a Sith?
This is a Kyle kind of question.
Bonk. Go to horny jail.
I looked up Star Wars Would You Rathers, and it was the first one I saw that we haven't asked each other before. So
Dang. Actually, I have an idea as well. I would rather, romantically involved.
yeah,
Dang, because like, well, on one hand, all right, 18 plus. Everybody skip about 5 minutes ahead. I just want y'all to know I'm gonna be saying some stuff.
Romantically involved does not mean sexually involved, Tom.
I thought that went hand in hand. So, but here's the thing, is like with a Sith, it's like I basically only dated Sith because like they're all just angry and awful and miserable, and it just ruins me every single time, and I just find myself in the dark depths of despair. Like, you guys will be in a bad relationship and be like, dude, I'm in a dark place right now, and I'm gonna be like, I was born in the darkness. You merely adapted it. I would rather pick a Jedi. I feel like a Jedi just has better morals. But, you know, if we're talking something a little more short term.
Bro!
I think
Why are you making that face?
That's the most shallow thing you've ever said. On the podcast, at least. Oh, these have been off-center.
What do you mean shallow? What do you mean?
Short term? What you talking about?
Talking a little more short term, be a Sith. But if it's a long term
what you
thing,
talking about?
a sustainable thing, it would be a Jedi.
All right, Mark Peckins.
I think I'm going with a Sith because their entire idea runs off passion. So I want somebody that I want me a passionate Moheka that's like, I love you. Country boy, I love you.
No, I'm cringing. I'm dying of cringe.
This is the worst.
Dying of cringe.
Ever.
Do you want to cut it and have me ask you a different question then, Jackson? Is that what you want? 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 No, Jackson, no. You're probably, I want to date a gray Jedi.
Then she can choke me and it's not bad.
Chill. Hey, yo, revive my boy. He dying. Shit mouth to mouth.
Oh my god. Anyways.
Not going with popular opinion, but I'll go with the Jedi on this one. Because I would rather not have an absolute witch of a human being.
Jackson's dated a ton of those. They have an M&M in their background, in their backyard.
Ooh, here's a good one for Jackson. Would you rather date Sabine or Rey?
Like that's even a question. Like that's even
a question, Tom. Yeah, I think we both know the answer.
Can't wait to show this to your girlfriend later.
No, you won't.
Yeah, it's not like she's gonna see it. She doesn't watch our show anyway.
Facts. I'm safe.
I'm gonna respectfully decline the question because my girlfriend does watch the show, even though the answer is definitely Sabine.
Would you
Tell
rather?
me, what about you?
What about you, Tom? Rey or Sabine?
Rey.
What? Tommy's like, I want to be different.
Would you rather fight
Tommy doesn't wanna
Goku
be
or Darth
Eskimo
Vader?
Bro. I'm beating Goku because I can beat Goku.
I can't wait for Goku just to create an IED and he just gotta whoop.
Damn.
I think I would fight Darth Vader because ain't nobody beating Goku.
I'm beating Goku. Goku ain't that strong.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
As a fellow who's never seen Dragon Balls.
I literally used to watch Dragon Ball.
Dragon these balls on your forehead.
Dragon Balls. Oh, man.
All right, with that, I don't think we really got too much more to talk about this episode. Keep it short and sweet for you guys. We're not going to drag it out. But thank you guys so much for watching.
Because forced content is worse than more content.
That's facts.
Mm-hmm. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the 1313 podcast. Please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, let you know what you thought of this episode. And if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, if you want to listen to us audibly, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, and wherever everything podcast can be listened to. With that, I'm Jacob.
I'm Jackson.
And I'm Tommy.
We will see you guys next week.
Goodbye, everybody!
Bye.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hum da da hum da da hum dum dum da. Hum da da hum da da dum dum da dum da ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do ba dum ba ba dum ba do ba do ba dum ba do ba dum dum. Hum da dum hum da da hum dum 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 dum. Hum dum da dum hum da da hum dum da da. Hey, I'm da dum da dum dum. Hum da dum da dum da dum dum. Da da ba da dum dum da ba da ba da da.